what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides, and I am here once again at Moss Family Chevrolet to go over the big debate between the 2018 Camaro compared to the new redesigned 2019 Camaro. So if you don't know much about Camaro's been around since 1967. And there's been this great pony war that's been going on between the Camaro, the Mustang. Firebird was there for a little while until Pontiac went out of business. The Camaro went away for a while. Remember, last year was 2002, and then Chevrolet brought it back in 2010, and that's where we're at now. And with this controversy, with this big, huge struggle of who's right and who's wrong when it comes to the styling of the 2018 compared to the new one. So let's go ahead and start off with this 2018 Chevrolet Camaro. This is an RS. You can see that final year where they brought the styling to. So they had been tweaking it from 2010 to 2018. I like the front of the 2018, the aggressive look. I love this lower lip spoiler that's integrated into the front fascia. Comes out a really nice distance, a good angle. I like on the side how they have some fog lights, and that's also a functional air scoop. Now that doesn't cool any brakes or anything, it's all for aerodynamics as the car is traveling at speed. You can see the great direction that they were going with headlights, and I like the split grille. Now the one thing, if I'm gonna zonk the front of this car, is I don't like the chrome. I don't like the gold bow tie. I know that the gold Chevrolet bow tie is such an iconic image. Different color. It just, I don't know, it just reminds me of something Mr. T would wear or something like that. Now, this is an RS and it does come with an RS logo. My suggestion that they should have done was taken the RS and brought it up to the top. Why hide something like that down here, especially with this other chrome piece? So for me, zonk at the front on the 2018 is going to be the extra chrome, the gold bow tie, and where they place that RS logo. Other than that, it looks really great, especially in this bright red. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 2019. So you can see for 2019 that restyled difference. They changed up the headlight. I do like the way the headlight looks. They changed up the running light. Now this is HID because these are RSs. It's an HID LED combination setup with the headlight. You can see what they did with the side scoop over here. Now this is where I feel like they went a little bit in the wrong direction. I like the scoop. For me, I wish they would have just brought this piece of the front fascia all the way down, because that is the big thing when comparing this to an SS. There's a lot more black plastic. I like the way that they painted the front section here of the bumper to make it more cohesive. Now, they did listen to me and they moved the RS logo, and I love the shape of the design of the grille. It looks a little bit more similar to a ZL1, the actual design of the grille. I love the RS logo, and there, once again, they listened. They have a nice black bow tie. I feel like that really just brings it up to that 21st century feel, that extra performance of a Camaro, all blacked out. I like the split grille. And like I said, I think the use of color is a lot better, and it really makes it look more attractive compared to the SS. One thing I wish they would have done is kept a longer lip spoiler down here integrated, because if you notice, what they did was they shortened this piece up, and you'll see in the video from a distance, the front of the car looks higher off the ground because of that one different styling cue right there. But overall, the direction, I like these silver vents that they put down on the lower corners. Now they aren't functional, but they do look good. And that's something that is one of those aesthetic things. So with a zonk on it not being functional, but I like the design. But overall, that's where we're at for 2019. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side of the cars. All right, guys, time to look at the side of the Camaro. Now, the great thing for recording purposes is, guess what? Chevrolet did not make any differences between the side of the 2018 Camaro to the side of the 2019. So let's take a look at the side of this 2018. Remember, this is an RS. These are RS specific wheels. So that's a 20-inch wheel. I like the design. I like the colors that they use. I wish on the RS they would upgrade the brakes to some Brembos or something like that. Especially, you know, with the bright red. I think some bright red Brembos would just pop really nicely from behind these 20-inch wheels. As we work our way down the side, That Camaro badging, so iconic, that name Camaro, you know, so many people have always wondered, what does that mean? Guess what? It's a made-up word. Back in 1967, when reporters asked the Chevrolet executives, what is a Camaro, this car to go up against a Mustang, the executive said, if you look it up in a dictionary, a Camaro is a vicious animal that eats Mustangs up. And guess what? For the Chevy fans out there, I'm sure that's 100% true. Now, as we go down the side, one thing that has always stood out in my mind, being a good point for the Camaro, is that concept car look. If you saw the concept car to that 2010 Camaro, it had a very low roofline. They kept that. And it's a double-edged sword, which we'll talk about when we get to the interior, but I do think that this lower roofline suits the car and really makes it stand out. As we work down the side, you can see how they flare out the fender and then bring it to the rear. Now, like I said, that is the same thing as the 2019. Now it's time, we're going to show you the differences between the rear of the 2018 compared to the 2019. All right, guys, time for the other major difference on the outside of the car is the rear. So with 2018, this was that final style as they brought the styling into the Camaro. Now remember, with the 2010, it had 4 rounder taillights, but they went to this design. You have that lower diffuser area that's painted with the exhaust on each side. One thing I don't like, just like on the front, is I don't like the gold bow tie. I wish they would change that. And to be honest with you, look where they placed the RS logo. It's sort of like they closed their eyes and they just threw the RS logo at the back of the car to see where it would land. Why not take this logo, enlarge it, drop the Chevy bow tie, and have it there on the back? Same thing with the Camaro SS. I think that would look really cool. It would definitely link the past with the present, because if you go back to those first gen Camaros, that's where they would have that SS logo and whatnot. But I think that's another thing that I wish that Chevrolet would do. Let's go check out the back of the 2019 and see what changes they have in store for us. All right, guys, the tail end of the 2019. Now, when it comes to the trunk lid spoiler, exactly as the 2018, I wish they would have done something with this. This would have been another way to separate the 2019 from the 2018. Very nice looking deck lid spoiler. Just wish it was something a little different for the new year. Speaking of new, these taillights. Now, the more I look at them, the more my opinion changes. I'm sort of starting to like them. I wish it was just the round. Get rid of this horizontal line that they have here. But I'll be honest with you, at night, these things look pretty cool when they're lit up with the brake lights on and all that good stuff. But that's another major difference. They didn't listen to me with the RS. Here, once again, they threw the RS logo on the badge, on the back of the bumper. Why not move it to the back of the trunk area here? But you could see just how nicely a black bow tie, especially in this color, matches really well. Same lower diffuser, same exhaust. That's another area I'm gonna zonk it. They should have done more with the back of this car. I feel like they went so different on the front, and yeah, they changed the taillights, but what about this general area here? Let's go ahead and look underneath the hood and see what differences are between the years there. All right, guys, we got the hoods popped. Underneath each of these RSs, that's that 3.6 liter V6, tried and true, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. You can see under the hood, I think the biggest zonk for me is that huge plastic cover that they use. It's not very attractive, not very good looking. And that's something that you would think when we go to the 2019, we're in the same boat. So here's another area where they could have done something with changing it, separate the 2018 from the new 2019. Now, one thing, if I'm going to give them a big thumbs up, is I'm glad that they use hydraulic struts to hold the hood open. I know a lot of you that have seen the Mustang reviews, they're still using that good old-fashioned prop rod. What's interesting is that the newer Camaro has a tad lower fuel economy savings compared to the outgoing one. What's interesting, both of them are the same exact price, MSRP of $40,000. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. All right, guys, we're inside the 2018 RS. Once you get in, it's comfortable. I do like with this particular model, the way that's optioned. If you look on the door panels, I like the use of the tan leather on the door panel. Really breaks up the sea of darker colors with this particular option one. They even went ahead and brought that same color into the stitching on the steering wheel. That's definitely a big thumbs up. Ford does not do that with the Mustang, depending on different color choices, which is very nice to see that Chevy does. Now here's the biggest change. There is going to be the 2018 dash. You can see you have your analog tachometer, analog speedometer. In the center, you have a beautiful digital display. Now, it looks like it wants to be a huge tachometer, but it's just a compass. It does give you your coolant temp and your fuel gauge there. And then in the lower right-hand corner, it shows that we're in park, and you could go into your different modes that this has, from tour to sport to snow and ice and whatnot. You can toggle through and get your trip information, your different, fuel range, remaining oil life, tire pressure, those types of things, which is really nice, and it's easy to use, easy to see. Put the speedometer back. But on the steering wheel, even though they did this wonderful stitch job, I would like to see an RS logo right here. I know on the SS they put that. Why not put the RS badge? I don't like the harder plastic here. And with this being a sunroof car, just like the other one, the ceiling is much closer to your head because of that. So you get great use out of a sunroof, but this is much closer. Remember, I'm 6 feet tall. I know probably driving this car every day, the overall crampness would probably not affect you as much, but I'm telling you right now, the windscreen is very, very short, very slanted. Looking out that back window, yes, you can see, but you're not seeing much, especially when it comes to like backing up and whatnot. You do have a nice infotainment screen, and I do like the work that they did with the shifter, with the leather and the stitching and all that. But it's a very comfortable place to be. I think that one of my favorite parts is the AC. I like the vents. I like the way you could adjust the temperature by twisting the vent. So you open and close, and then on the ones directed right by your right leg is going to be where you could actually adjust the temperature. So right now it's 69 degrees, 75. That's kind of cool. I like that touch. These seats are air conditioned and heated on both, which is also nice as well. But let's go ahead and check out the interior of the 2019. All right, guys, here we are inside the 2019. You can see on the door panel, I like some of the addition of appointments on the top of the door panel. Other than that, still basic look, same basic shape, but I like what Chevrolet does to help break up that sea of black. Steering wheel, same exact steering wheel. That's the difference behind the steering wheel. If you look behind, what they did is they went more a traditional setup where they have your oil pressure, your coolant temp, fuel gauge, and voltmeter all across the top there in digital. You can still scroll through the different options here. Bring up your speed limit, speedometer, all that good stuff. And then you have, of course, in the lower right-hand corner, you're in park. So it has your gear indicator. It also has what mode you're in. And it has, like I said, the analog speedometer, analog tachometer. They did revise the infotainment system in the 2019. So expect some nice changes there that are very pleasant. Other than that, same seats, same overall seating position with the sunroof, that same cramped feeling. And that's just something that you have to ask yourself, are you okay with that? And I think if you drive the car every day, you'd be fine. I think where Camaro really outdoes the Mustang is overall 21st century feel. This feels like a car from the 21st century, whereas the Mustang takes a lot more of the cues from the past and they drag them into the 21st century. But if you're ready, I'm ready to wrap this one up. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful day here at Moss Family Chevrolet. Definitely want to give a huge thank you and a shout out to David Moss and Ricky for getting these cars together for Rady's Ride so I could bring the outgoing Camaro, the incoming Camaro, and show you those differences. If these are the types of things you like to see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in that comment section. If you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. I promise you each and every day it's worthwhile coming back because these are the types of things we're bringing on Rady's Rides. If you are a subscriber, thank you. Thank you for your trust, your dedication, your care, and for being on this amazing ride with me. It's just so wonderful to have your support, and we appreciate everything that you guys do. If you haven't checked out my Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter pages, all Rady's Rides original content all the time. No copy and pasting of other people's stuff. It's all original stuff, so definitely check those out. If you're wondering how do I get some merch, hit the button above my head somewhere in this screen, either on your phone or your computer. That's going to take you to Spreadshirt. hats, shirts, bags, bandanas, the whole shabam. I appreciate you wanting to promote the channel, helping to support the channel. We're grateful for that, and I know one person we're definitely grateful for, Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner. You know, he was actually lifting both of the front end of these cars to see what the weight difference was between the 2018 and the 2019 models. So definitely give Tom a big shout out for that. Always pushing the bar, always raising the game, and that's what we're here on Rady's Rides to do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.